The Missile Defense Agency uses the Missile Defense Reporting System, or MDRS, as a standalone system. Meanwhile, military services use the Defense Strategic Readiness Reporting System, or DRRSS, to track training, maintenance, and availability for deployment and deployment. Meanwhile, a relatively new player in Space Force missile defense is building up its capabilities. One of its new responsibilities is missile detection, but it may not quite talk to other services. According to the Gao report, the Space Force still has a means of conducting cross-service coordination and communication, and can enhance strategic understanding of missile defense readiness by communicating regularly available readiness data. Russia's invasion of Ukraine prominently featured attacks on infrastructure and cities using missiles and drones. Some of these have been thwarted by the delivery of the U.S. Patriot anti-missile system, which has received rave reviews. War has once again put missile strikes on America or against troops at the forefront of the minds of military planners. So is the overall military capability to defend against them. The 100th Missile Defense Brigade and its subordinate 49th Missile Defense Battalion at Fort Greely, Alaska, had to supplement the security systems they use to monitor and guard the field of interceptors with foot patrols due to a lack of funds for parts, repairs, and upgrades. The 10th Missile Defense Battery at the Shiriki Communications Site in Japan uses makeshift shelters, tents, for some of its radar components, and the system itself meets the challenge of mitigating corrosion from seawater, according to the report. CHOP confirmed via email that basic support for THAAD, as reported by Gao, was a bit lackluster, but added that leaders hoped recent moves would resolve those resource issues. THAAD on Guam was initially placed on a temporary deployment, but the facility repairs that were supposed to be carried out at the same time as the transfer to the permanent placement did not proceed, CHOP said. He noted that the recent move to Camp Bloch, which is run by the Marine Corps, was intended to remedy those deficiencies. These are some of the issues the Government Accountability Office uncovered during a recent review of the U.S. missile defense system. From coast to coast and far beyond the country, the studies paint a worrying picture of America's ability to defend against missile attack and conclude that improvements are needed to address the problem. After the Cold War ended, missile defense focused largely on rogue or terrorist missile attacks, as well as capabilities deployed by smaller nations that sometimes collaborated with terrorists. The system is currently set up to deal with one-off threats of that nature. We have issues with roles and responsibilities with integrated missile defense, Ellison said during a telephone interview. It's fine to check North Korea and Iran. But when it comes to keeping our soldiers and citizens safe from nearly equal adversaries like China or Russia, our systems are inadequate. Ellison said he was concerned about the missile defense capabilities of Poland, Romania and Guam against Russia and China. He also said the systems deployed around Washington, D.C., were not up to the task of protecting against melee enemies. The basic fact is that we cannot defend our own territory. While the report highlighted a number of loopholes, they were beyond repair. The things we recommend are reasonable. I think it can be done, and I think they will make the missile defense systems that we continue to develop and build for this country even more effective than they are today. Missiles that do not have an updated security system. Confused reporting and evaluation structures that use different metrics to assess unit and equipment readiness. The Talon Task Force on Guam fielded a Terminal High Altitude Area Defense (THAAD) battery which the Gao report said had insufficient facilities for maintenance work, backup storage, cyclone protection, and running toilets. It also struggles with the corrosive effects of seawater. On the support front, the AN Spy-1 detection system requires a part that the manufacturer discontinues in 2021. Mounted on destroyers, the Spy-1 guides the Navy's Aegis combat system. The Navy is upgrading it to the Spy-6 system, but the Spy-1 can be fielded on destroyers until 2060 while upgrades are made. Sustainability and all the related issues that go with it, parts, builds, maintainers. What will the contractor do versus what will be done organically? In a lot of cases, people don't think about those details, but they are very important. Gao identified another, broader issue. There are two parallel systems for reporting readiness using different metrics. That can lead to critical systems or units not ready for mission. The Cobra Dane radar located at Erickson Air Station in Alaska's Aleutian Islands requires an HVAC system to cool it to function properly, but has yet to get one part because Cobra Dane wasn't always prioritized by Base Command, per reports.